contracts. And so those of you who are in sales, this is obviously going to be of great interest to you. Now, an agent had, and I must admit, we get this question probably every couple of months. And it was an interesting question. You know, obviously I'm not going to go through the whole scenario, but the gist of the issues are that somebody had purchased a price, and let's say it's 1.2 million, and they'd purchased they had made the offer of 1.2 million, and they were ready to do this deal. And then they said, well, hang on a second, we want to pay 50,000 of this separately, and we want 1.15 written on the contract. Is that okay? Well, I mean, there's a whole different lot of angles you can look at that. You know, how much is that going to affect your commission? Well, it's minuscule in terms of the effect on your commission. So if that were the only reason to get a deal across the line, you go, yeah, whatever. However, let's look at the other angle. What is the real impact here? The impact here is on stamp duty. You're actually cheating the government out of stamp duty on $50,000. So we did the sums, the stamp duty on 1.2, the stamp duty on 1.15. I'm just picking figures here. And we did the difference on the $50,000, and the stamp duty difference was around about $3,000, a bit over $3,000. So what is this purchaser attempting to do here? And they didn't say what their reasoning was, but the impact of whatever their reasoning is, the impact is that they would be paying $3,000 less in stamp duty. So can you do that? Well, of course you can't. It's not legal. You're cheating the government out of money. So the answer is a clear no. So it's an absolute no-brainer. If the deal is done at 1.2, if ultimately the vendor is going to walk away with 1.2, the purchaser needs to pay stamp duty on 1.2. So there's no question here. You can't rebate on a contract. It is illegal. Bottom line. So really easy answer to a question that had got all out of hand because a purchaser is trying to look at every angle to get a good deal for whatever it is, whatever reasoning they had around that. And whatever they bring up, whether they talk about furnishings and they talk about additional items that are in the contract around in the garden, or whatever it is that they're looking at, or pool equipment, or I've heard stories about this, or we're leaving the car in the garage, or we're doing whatever, or the golf cart, or the ride-on lawnmower, or whatever the deal is around the property. If the property price is 1.2 or 500 or 6 million, whatever it happens to be, that's the contract price. And that's the price upon which you will pay stamp duty. So, guys, real easy answer. So, for salespeople out there, there's a little topic of discussion for you for this week.